Welcome everybody to a Sunday sermon, the favorite part of the week for many. Today we will be going over the watch for the week, right? Market overview, what we're looking at, overall market uh, sentiments, and then we'll get down to my watch list. We'll go ahead and start with the host with the most, Mr. No Risk, No Premium.
What's up, guys? Thank you for the intro, Justin. I've been stealing your thunder for too long, so I let you take the intros back now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome. It is Sunday. We all know Sunday is the day, right? That you really should be planning to attack your week. And it goes with everything. Obviously, trading, you have to put a schedule together. You have to put a plot together for the week of really get yourself ahead. It goes for everything in life. This week, if you're an avid gym goer, I'm doing these lifts on these days or these body parts on these days. I'm eating these meals for these, I'm knocking these are on my, my task list to do for this week. I need to get this done. I need to set myself up. That's what you need to do on trading. If you do it on a Monday, you are a day behind all the winners. I promise, guys. So Sunday is really that day. You want to get in here and get your levels right. Understand what kind of macroeconomic data could be coming out this week, who's speaking, who's reporting, etc. What can move the market. And that's what we're going to do today. Anyone that's new on the call, Sunday sermon, it's giving you guys a sermon of what to expect for this entire week, i.e. major levels, macroeconomic data. Is Powell speaking? Is there an FOMC? Are there major big blue chip reporting earnings, right? All that kind of stuff. And the answer is yes to all those for this week. So it will be an exciting week nonetheless, but I'll start it off here. Look, monthly chart, guys, before I get to the economic data, monthly chart here. Okay. What do we see? What do we see? What have we been talking about this whole time? What did I say on the last sermon? I said if we close above 413 to 415, look at this. Look at this, right? Look at this area. Support, support, demand, demand, supply, 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 supply. Uh-oh. Where did we close? Where did we pin? Basically right here at the 20 MA on the monthly chart. We talked about it all last week, the monthly MA on the 20, and we are right here. And we are right here. It is do or die time for bulls. Okay. It is do or die time for bulls. Now, what are each bulls and bears going to have to suffer this week as far as economic data? Well, let's take a peek. Starting out. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Monday, May 1st. That's right. Month end. It's Friday. Close the monthly chart right at the 20 MA. You want to make it more difficult for bulls or bears because if you're if you want to take the reject to 420, you bought some puts into some strength, right? That takes some huevos to do. Okay. Nonetheless, though, looking at this week, Monday, Tuesday, rather light, right? Rather light as far as data comes out. Job openings on Tuesday will be interesting. Construction spending, I always want to know what that is. If the construction spending is up, that means the economy's forward looking would be more positive to think people aren't just going to be hounding money into growing infrastructure unless they believe they're forecasted for a strong economy, right? So what's interesting to see what that number is. ADP employment number Wednesday. ADP is I believe it's the largest payroll system of the year. If it's not, we're just going to edit that part out, but it's fucking massive. Every company I've worked with, any client I had at some point I've used that software. Okay. So that'll be interesting to see what they're seeing for, employment added to payroll. Okay. For this coming week. And then I think the biggest thing of this week is going to be Fed Chair FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee. We know it's in all of the presidents, of the central banks. They get together, they discuss what the fuck are we going to do with this inflation problem. It's still above 5%. It's still out of control. If you're asking me my opinion, it is almost 2.5 what they want it to be. Okay, 2.5x what they want it to be. They think a normal growing economy at 2% is their goal. They came up with that after the 2008 crash. Okay, we got up to as high as I think it was 9%, whatever. But it's as high as it's still been in quite some time, right? So what are they going to do here? You can see it's the interest rate decision. Okay, last FOMC event, I think we raised 0.25. It was a quarter of percentage, but there was an interesting comment that was made that said, basically, there is zero fucking chance we are going to reduce rates this year. Market didn't like that. right? Market didn't like that. We actually ended up selling off that day. Now, granted, we're still higher above when when we had that news. So that's another important thing. The market doesn't want to go down yet. Okay, if the market tells you where it doesn't want to go, in turn, we'll tell you where it's going. Right? In turn, we'll tell you where it's going. Since the market doesn't want to go down, we go up. Right? We go up. So that'll be interesting on Wednesday, big day Wednesday. And then jobless claims Thursday. So guys, anyone that's new, we always talk about it, right? What are the two things the Fed are watching the most? They're watching the jobs market, two, and then anything price related being like a core CPI, core PPI, core PCE. Okay, that's all about what things cost in our economy, both on the consumer and the producer side. So this week, no CPI, PPI. We have PCE last Friday, but we do have jobless numbers and jobs added numbers with Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Okay, so that'll be interesting this week. Obviously, Wednesday through Thursday is going to be quite interesting. We also have the beginning of the month. Right, the beginning of the month is there going to be buying pressure, selling pressure, people wanting to put things on their books, get things off their books. I don't know. Okay, so you just always got to think, right? Not only is it a Monday tomorrow, right? Not only is it a Monday tomorrow, but we always want the market to sell. Tell us where we're going to go. It's the beginning of the week. Anything can happen. It's also the beginning of the month. Okay, it's also the beginning of the month, right? So take that into account tomorrow. If tomorrow's a day you're like, I'm definitely not trading the first 30 minutes, then tomorrow will be a great day to do it. Beginning of the month, we're at a huge supply level, at a huge MA level on the monthly. Let the market show you where it wants to go by probably showing you where it doesn't want to go. Okay, then what else we have this week outside of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Lots of economic data. We got the biggest stonky of them all on the S&P. Not the biggest, the heavily weighted, should not say the biggest, the heavily weighted on the S&P, okay, is Apple. Apple, Snapple, Tapple, Rapple. I don't remember a time where Apple has ever truly been sold off after earnings. Now, I'm not telling you to go YOLO some calls. All I'm saying is, if you also look at an Apple chart, which I'm pretty sure we will later on, we will see it's at a big level poised for a breakout. I don't know if that happens, but they do have earnings. It's last time I checked, every single goddamn person in the world had an iPhone. I don't know. Let's see. They make more on their AirPod headphones than like 20 other like tech companies combined or some stupid shit like that. I don't anticipate them to go down, but obviously we need to pay close attention to Apple. Why? Because if Apple is the leading indicator of our most traded cash ETF that we trade, right, and Wolves Wealth, probably pretty fucking important. It's also heavily weighted on the QQQ. So if you trade QQQ as well, right, isn't something you want to listen to? Absolutely. Okay, then AMD. That's another favorite of our group. So look, May 4th is Thursday, right? May 4th is Tuesday. I shouldn't. No, what am I doing? It's Thursday. Sorry. Why don't I go like that? May 4th is Thursday. I think AMD is the second. That is Tuesday. Okay, Uber and Pfizer also this week will be interesting. Uber will be interesting because travel hospitality get hit the most when times are uncertain, right? Basically just cutting true wants from necessities. It'll be interesting to see what Uber's outlook is, obviously, because they drive people. And usually where do they drive them? When they're on a vacation or something like that, right? People don't just Uber to work every day. Maybe if you live in downtown SF, but that's different, right? That's different. So I think the two biggest ones to watch this week definitely be Apple, AMD. Uber will be interesting. NVIDIA is not till the end of the month, 5/24. You see here. Norwegian Cruise Lines, because that is a travel stonky. Okay, that is a travel stonky. You'll want to know, just kind of like the Uber situation. Maybe you're not playing that ticker, but you want to watch. What's their outlook? What's their guidance? What do they see? You got to think they've got transactions coming in all day. Right? They can see who's buying, who's filling up cruise ships, who's, whatever. Right? So that'll be interesting. So guys, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, huge economic data. And I will start off by saying this. I made a joke this morning and said Wednesday's FOMC. Right? Wednesday's FOMC. Okay. Book your tea time. Book your tea times. I was half kidding, half not. It's a good chance after the morning session on Wednesday. Just let the market do what it may, man. Just let it do what it may. Who cares what happens after that? The true move, what I found out, is the day after the FOMC events is usually the better one to trade, in my opinion. All you do on Wednesday is get caught off sides over and over and over and over and over and over. right? Just don't trade it, or just don't do anything stupid on Wednesday. I urge you, I guarantee Justin and I will be watching from a real far on Wednesday. Okay. Be setting an example. Don't do anything stupid on Wednesday after 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Please, we beg you. Okay. And I might just go book my tea time right now. You guys think I'm playing around, but that's how serious we are. Okay. That's how serious we are. Guys, don't trade around huge economic data events. They will wipe you up, they will chew you up, and they will spit you the fuck out. So just please don't. Okay. Please don't. I beg you. Okay. Now, if you're an experienced scalper with the FOMC, which a lot of you are, then please have at it, have fun. But for the majority of you, just watch, man. Just watch. Premiums get elevated. They get elevated. Market reverses. It ranges very, very ugly into the print. It's just not ideal trading conditions. So just let it happen and come back the next fucking day. It's one day out of the week.
I will say this, like, yes, are there big moves? Absolutely, there are big moves that happen.
Mhm.
But is it the most ideal? Are they your type of setups, right? No, they're not, right?
Yeah.
For most people, they're not like a setup that you would normally take, right?
Yeah.
It's going to go in this direction, going to go in that direction. You don't really know which way it's going to go. So
Yep.
there's always another day to trade.
Look,
I see a lot of you trying to trade every single day. You guys need to stop trading every single day. Most of you, especially with your small accounts, especially you guys newer, just take at least one day off. I promise you it will change your life if you take at least one day off a week.
Mhm.
Promise you.
Yep. I agree. No, I agree. Well said, Justin. Look, the premiums are elevated already. Ivy is out the wazoo. You're already playing an inflated price. Then you're getting what looks like unsmooth movement. It's just not ideal trading conditions. So like, it's okay to watch. I think these fucking events come. I think the FOMC events like once every 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Okay, so one day you take it off. Who cares? You know, you guys, I see you guys, especially a lot in the chat, you know, a lot of people are in there. You're like, you guys are scalping over and over and over and over. And I'm like, that, like, if that's your gig, get it and do it. But if not, like, I promise you, there are better ways to do it. Okay. Some of you are good at it, but I'm telling you, make your money and walk away. The more time in the market, the more time spent in the market, meaning you're in a trade risk on, the higher the probability is that the market wins.
Yeah, especially if you guys made your money in the morning, just
be
close
done.
it off, turn it off, turn off your computer,
just
go do
be done.
something else.
Just
right?
be done. Okay. Just be
If
done.
you want a paper trade, that's fine, right?
Yeah, paper trade, of course, absolutely. But still, please still apply your rules, your principle, your risk management. Just because somebody gives you $100,000 fucking paper account doesn't mean you go put $20,000 on a position of paper money, of course, just because, and you don't follow, like, you have that, use that rule to create more repetitions, right?
Yeah, you still have to take the same setups you would take with your money, real money, and everything like that. Just because it's a paper account doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to try this and try this and try that and take 50,000 trades in that day, right? You still want to keep to your same setup, same rules.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Anyway, on to the charts now. Okay, on to the charts. What do we talk about? This huge, you know, I mean, really, we're talking about 415 last week. We could just see, are we poising here for a breakout? Everybody's talking about, it's all over Twitter. Shoulder, head, shoulder, inverse head and shoulders forming. Is that what's going to happen? I have no idea. We have no idea. We have so much economic data, long week ahead of us. Anything can happen, but we do know what is basically going to be this 418 level, that if we are really going to close above that on this weekly, it's going to be looking good for the bull side. We can see here after we dropped, right, even into last year of, you know, what would 6 be? April, May, June is the 6th, right? Then into July. We've been trading sideways. I mean, really think about it. Look, how long have we been trading sideways for? Like quite some time, right? We've been trading sideways for quite some time. I mean, you can really think if it started here back in April, right? Look how long we've been trying to. So we can see that you know, there's some huge levels below. There's some big levels, you know, or excuse me, huge levels below, big levels above. And we can see it's getting tighter and tighter into this area. Obviously, we have a lot of intraday levels that we're going to be taking care of. That's why it looks like this. But I did just want to point that out. At some point, we will end up making the move. All right. So what are we looking at for tomorrow and this week? Well, we know what. Okay, we know what. That we could see that this was still our, I'm sorry, I didn't want to put it there. Nope. This was still our balance zone, right? So it's still the balance zone, and it's still proven to be true. We had to look above, fail. We had to look below and fail. Okay, twice. And then look at these two candles back-to-back days. If you guys fought the trend, you got wrecked. There's no way you could fight a trend from 413 to 415 and think you're going to make a killing. You're likely just going to get killed. And that's probably what happened. What do we kept on saying? Don't fight the trend. Buy the pullbacks. Don't fight the trend. Buy the pullbacks. Okay. And that would have worked out for you pretty good. Okay. Pretty good. Now we can see, obviously, we are getting to, and I want to zoom out just a tad here. Okay. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay. We did have higher high, higher high, higher high. No, we did not make a higher high in here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking now is like, are we possibly in a little distribution? We know how big these areas are up here. We have major supply right here, still at 418 to 419, right? We all can see it. We also have a gap up to 421. Up to 421, there's still a gap right here from 425 to 428. This will be, they are like, although we're going to get above this huge, we're likely going to possibly get above this huge 418 level, still some decent levels above there, but the bulls, it's definitely everything screaming the bull side. Okay, definitely screaming the bull side here. So the plan for tomorrow, okay, let's go down to a 1 hour chart here. Just looks a little bit cleaner. Okay. The plan for tomorrow, I'm going to look, okay, at 412 to 413. As long as that holds, as long as pullbacks into 412, 413 holds, okay, you're going to want to target what's now 416, the previous week high, and 418 above there. Okay, as long as 412 to 413 holds. Okay, you see we had a huge pullback into it here and held and ran up. It was also the bottom of our balance, which was where we rejected a couple times, right? So we know if 412 to 413 holds anywhere in there, okay, target 416 to 418 to 421 above. Okay. Now, if we break back below, right, 412, really, you're going to want to watch that 410. Remember how we talked about 410? Look at this support, broke through, right? Got back above. Look what we held in the pre-market. Go figure. Went down, held that huge level in the pre-market. Underneath 412, you'll target the 410 area of the back test. Underneath there, we are going to go test the bottom of the balance zone. Absolutely. So really a break and hold under 412, under 410 brings us right back to 406. Under 406, get that 403.75, which was the low of the previous week. Underneath 403.75. Okay, 401.50 to 402. I think there's a slight gap with some demand in there. Huge gap. I'm more comfortable making a nice long at 398.50 more than any other setup this week. I would love doing that. 398.50 is a long, that is a major gap. I think that's going to be a huge bounce zone if we get down there. That's if we get down there. I have no idea. But look, initially at 401.50 to 402, I would think there's a bounce in there. I wouldn't mind getting long, but I'd be very confident at 398.50. Why? Maybe this will show us a little better. Yep. Okay, this 402.50, right? Reject. Huge reject. Back test here. You guys see it? Right? You guys see it? And then rip. So you guys can see the level there. Reject, reject. Base, go. Back test, go. There's probably a little demand left over here, right? If you guys remember the masterclass we had this week, there's probably some demand left over here. After we bumped out of 401.50, we didn't look back. We didn't look back. We ran 401.50, 411. That's 10 points. Do you think there's some people that were left on the bid there that didn't get filled that might want to get filled? Possibly, right? Possibly. We did come down and get this 403.75, which is a big level, which was this its own little right reject, breakout, back test, and go. So we know 403.75, 401.50, and then 398.50 under there. Okay, 400 will be a psych level. So, but the plan for tomorrow is as long as 412 to 413 holds, I really think we can ride this puppy on up to the week high, previous week high, 416 above there, 418. Gap starts at 419.50, takes you to 421. Break and hold under 412. We test this 410, which I don't know how confident I'd be with their holding, but really that break and hold above 410 takes us down 406, 403.75, 401.50. I want a long 400 and 398.50 are also long opportunities. Okay. I just spit a lot of data at you guys for like 20 minutes. Okay. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Nothing in the pre-market tomorrow tells me we're going to have any big movement, right? Matter of fact, I think they all come just after open. So these, depending what we do overnight here, this will be interesting. I will pass it on to Justin. Justin, my man, thank you for the intro. What are you watching? Like this. Sorry.
Let's go. Let me go ahead and get my thing going. Sorry,
good.
my thing's off. I was like looking at a bunch of different stocks.
You are good.
All right, cool. Sorry, I was like looking at like monthlies and stuff, like all these different ones. All right, sorry. All right, let me share my screen real quick. Welcome everybody. Cool. Watch list portion of the evening. We will go over my watch list for you guys in depth, so you guys see exactly what I am going to look at. Awesome. We'll be flagging out. So Meta to me, my first one on the watch, right? We had a huge, massive move off of earnings. Very massive move. This is an A+ setup that I really enjoy trading, right? We pretty much flag out and create this nice range, right? These nice ranges here. So what
Look
these
at that
ranges
back tested hold. How beautiful is that though? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Good Lord, man.
right on the
how
dot.
fucking like to the fucking penny almost. Textbook. Textbook. Sorry, I had to say something.
No, you good.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, break and hold. This is on a larger time frame, but this is a perfect example of what you would do on a smaller time frame when you're taking your entry either on the 2 minute, 5 minute. I dropped a video in the chat for you guys to take a look when we look at these smaller time frames, but this is what we want, right? So just imagine, say this is on the 2 minute, 5 minute time frame, and it breaks out in the morning. When we come back and retest, what are we looking for, right? We're looking for bodies of the candlesticks to hold a support, right? To hold a support. So when people ask, what is a break and hold? Well, we break, and to hold it, we want to see a body closure above the level. If it's breaking below, we obviously want to see a body candle hold below the level, but this is exactly what we are talking about, right? So you want to see a full body close either above or below the level, depending on if we're taking it higher or taking it lower. So break and hold is, you want to see that body closure of the candle. Awesome. Here on Meta, we're watching a break and hold of this 242.25 level, right? So this is where we came up the most recent high. So we're in this nice range. Obviously, I want to see a break of the range, right? I want to see the break of the range, and that is going to be that 242.25 level, 242.25 level. Beyond that, let's kind of zoom. I'm going to actually go to the larger, I don't know if I did. Yep. So I went to the larger time frame because we're now hitting levels dating back all the way to the beginning of last year, right? So February of 2022. This is how far back we need to go to actually start getting our levels here on Meta. So once we break that level, let me just zoom in here for you guys real quick. This first level right here, I'll be watching is this 244.25. And that is at the bottom of this wick on the daily. So pretty simple levels at 244.25. I'll also be looking at that psychological number after that at that 245 level. So the first one to be watching is the stop here around 244.25 to 245. And then around 249 here and 254 to 255. So of course we have our psychological numbers in between here, which would be 245 and 250. But these levels, after we get that break and hold of the range, I will be watching this 244.25, 249 and 254. So good one on the list this week. Had some big strength. Let's go back down to the 1 hour here on Meta. As we could see, we're in a nice big range here. Break and hold, right? So this is actually a textbook setup here on Meta. So break and hold of this 242, getting to that 244 to 245 level, and then at 249, 250, and then all the way up to that 254 levels here is what I'll be watching here on Meta. Also, a back test wouldn't be bad around 233. And then all the way down to 230. So 230 to 233 back test. We could even see another back test here of that 236. So we'd be looking at 236, 233 to 230 here on Meta. Next one on the list is going to be Disney. Massive relative strength on Friday. I mean, huge relative strength. This is something that we want to be looking at when it comes to moves up on stocks, right? It's showing us that there's buyers in here, there's demand, big strength, right? There's strength to the upside. So what I'll be watching, obviously, is this break, right? Again, the break and hold of the recent high, which was at 102.75. So break and hold at 102.75. I will be looking for that upside. So be break and hold, right? Full body closure of the candle here beyond this level to get to the upside here. And let me go to the higher time frame again on this. Did I go to the daily or no? I just went to the 1 hour. Sorry, guys. So I will be looking over here at this 103.90 level. Kind of zoom in for you guys. This 103.90 level will be my first once you break that 102.75. And then come up here to that 105 level. So 103.90 will be my PT, and then 105, and then it's like 105.80 level here, right? So I was like at the beginning of this breakdown. These will be my levels to watch to the upside if we get that nice break and hold of that 102.75. So 103.90, 105, 105.80, right? Come back here. So that 102.75 break and hold, as you saw on those levels, again, 103.90, 105, and then that 105 around 80, 90 level. But we can also see a nice back test. If you're looking for a back test here, I do like this 102 level here on Disney. Prefer the back test would be nice because then we can back test hold for a bounce. So around this 102 all the way down to this 100 level. So we're looking at 100 to around this 102 level for a nice back test here for a bounce as well here on Disney. So another great setup going into this week is going to be Microsoft, right? I mean, we keep creating higher highs and higher lows, very bullish heading to the upside. Now, I really want to see a break and hold here on 310 for Microsoft to get real bullish on here, but we could possibly take a sneak entry. If the overall market sentiment is running high, right? So if we're bullish on the market, SPY's running up, tech's running up, we could try to take a sneaky entry here at this 309 level, 309 break and hold for a PT to around this 310. And then 310, we will have this break and hold all the way up to this big level of 315. So let me go to, sorry guys, we have to keep going to the larger time frames because this is where we're at in the market. To go all the way back essentially to last year. So I'll be looking at that 310. As we can see here, that's why I really like this 310 mark. It's really at the top of this wick and at the bottom of this wick before that nice drawdown here on Microsoft. So that 310 level, also a psych level. That's why I prefer the 310 over that 39 that we just saw. But we could try to take a sneaky entry on that 309, just depending on your account. If you're okay with a little higher risk entry, break and hold of that 309 with a PT of 310. But really, less risk would be this 310 break and hold. And then really we have a big move all the way up to 315. So nothing but room up to 315 area once we do break that 310, break and hold of that 310 here on Microsoft. Now let me bring it down to the 1 hour again, because we can also look to the downside here. Sorry about that. You can also look to the downside here. So on the downside, would really like a back test of this 302 to 300, right? We could look at 303, but if we do start to get weak, we could easily come back down to 303, 302, and 300 here as a back test if we do fail. So I'll be looking for a fail of this 305.70 first, and then be looking around 303, 302, and 300 here on Microsoft. NVIDIA showing some strength. So I do want to take a look at the daily here on NVIDIA. So we have some strength. To me personally, I think this would be the area that we're actually in a stage 3. If you're looking at stage 1, stage 2s, and stages 3, this definitely looks like distribution to me, right? Distribution. So let's go with right? Stage 1, accumulation, right? Stage 2, sorry, that's a horrible picture. But stage 1, accumulation, right? Market uptrend. There's buyers. Stage 2, stage 3 is that distribution. And then stage 4 is that actual downtrend, right? Back into a stage 1. So this is the Wyckoff cycle of stocks. They all do this. To me, right? To me personally, this looks like a possible stage 3 distribution that is forming. Why do I think that though? Well, if we go back to the bottom, we could go back here, but let's go back more so to this bottom in the market, right? So from here is around 140 up to about 280. What is that? That's 100%, right? Stocks tend to usually sell off when they reach 100% from a stage 1 bottom. So this would be stage 1, and this is pretty much a massive stage 2. And I think this is a pretty big stage 3 distribution that's happening here. So this would be 100% from that bottom, which is another reason why I do think this is a stage 3 distribution. And this is where we actually will eventually get that stage 4 sell-off happening here that everyone has been trying to nail for months now, right?
Yep.
For months. I think this is actually the true stage 3 distribution. But if not, right? If not, let's go ahead and see the levels to take this long, right? If we do just decide to keep getting strong.
Guys, I think it's important what Justin said right there, not to cut you off, Jay.
No,
but
go for it.
He said, if it's not, okay, if this, then this. That's all the market is. If 281 breaks, why would you buy a short? Right? Just because we said, hey, looks like a stage 3. We could go to stage 4. We could come down. It has to come down. It's up 100%. It doesn't have to do anything, right? Don't get caught with your bias. That's how you get caught with your pants down. Okay. If 281.35 breaks, the play is not the short, right? The play is not the short. The play is the short is when you break that balance zone to the downside, which just eyeing it, it's about 260, right? It's about 260. Okay. So just remember that just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it will happen. Always play your levels, play the chart, not your heart. All right. Go ahead, Jay.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's, either or, right? We have to see the price action that's happening. So we have 281.35, this break and hold, right? Pretty much this high here, 281, break and hold. After that, 285, 288, and then 290, right? Big round number, that 290. So break and hold 281.35, 285, 288, and 290 to the upside. I don't really have any short levels here. I really just like the upside because it's showing the strength right now. But other than that, it possibly is in stage 3. Potentially we could get a sell-off, right? But 280, 135, 285, and 288. We will be seeing another stock. Let's go on to the Tesla, right? Played some Tesla. Everyone loves Tesla. Let's see. Same levels as last week here, right? Same levels as last week that we were watching. Really want to see a break and hold of this 166 level, 166, break and hold of this level, right? We were on it last week. We tried to get that break and hold, but instead we sold off when we try to break it. So this week, again, when we come up to this level, really want to see a break and hold of 166 to get long, 166 to around 169.75. 170, 150 here, and about 176 to the upside. So we had a nice bounce showing some strength, breaking above this structure right here, right? This level right here of this 163. Really like it. If we do get a break and hold above 166, again, I do like 169.75, 170, 150, and 176.
I think if the market real quick, I think if the market does, if we want to get massively bullish and get really, it's above that 418, but above 420 is like no holds bar. Bulls are fucking in full steam at that point. If that happens and Tesla does break above 166 and really gets above 171 from there, there's a huge retrace that can happen here, you know, 10, 15, 20 points to the upside. So I do like this Tesla play for sure. Now, don't forget, it has shown relative weakness. So if we sell off, the long trade in Tesla is not the trade. Okay. The market has to be strong.
Correct.
Right. The market has. So just what Justin said, I just want to reiterate.
Last but not least, I am looking at Airbnb this week as well, right? Airbnb, I think this one is pretty good. Let me go to this one. Breaking hold of this 120, 130. Let's take a look at the daily here, though, really quick for you guys. Right? Pretty much a flag out. And now we're showing some strength here on the daily. Really liking this to the upside. If we do get some movement up, I think this can easily go and retest some of these levels coming up here on the daily. Looking like we are holding this demand and wanting to break out. So that's very good here on Airbnb, right? Even on the weekly, looking like pretty bullish, looking pretty bullish here, looking like we want to go back test some of these levels up here. So breaking it down into these smaller time frames, I am looking at 120, 130 for a break and hold. So I really would need to see 120, 132 break and hold. Beyond that, I have my levels here at around 123. I don't know why I just did that. So 123 is my level here. Around 125. Let me get rid of this one. 125 here, and then around 126.64, right? 126.64, call it 126.50. But if we get break and hold of this 121.30, I think we could easily go and see that 123.06 here, 125, and then that 126.50 up here. So I'm liking Airbnb. This is also great for a small account as well. Very easily could get a nice reject. So really what we're looking on this for stocks to have strength like this going into a level, it's potentially we could get a nice little false breakout here, or we can come back up, retest it, and sell off. So if that happens, we want to see a pullback with low volume, right? We want to see a pullback with low volume and pretty much holding a demand, right? Pretty much holding a demand. This 120 would be perfect to hold. We can even say 119.50, but essentially 119.50 to 120 to hold on this pullback would show us massive strength still up here and more than likely going to break through here on Airbnb. And that is what I am watching for this week. As always, I will have my updated levels of what I'm watching on Monday. Things change, right? Pre-market comes, levels change, news comes out. But this is what I'm watching so far going into this week.
Yep, guys, really quick, let me reiterate, if you took any day off from trading this week, please make it Wednesday. Please make it Wednesday. Okay.
Yep.
I promise. If you have never traded FOMC or don't even know what it is until this conversation or this video you're watching or however you're viewing this information, then just watch and learn. It's completely full of fuckery. Okay. Other than that, guys, new week tomorrow. Like Justin said, we'll have updated levels to you guys in the morning. We'll have our pre-market huddle call at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you an in-depth game plan with pre-market high and low levels, previous day highs and lows, and we'll get ready to rock and roll for this week. I want to thank everybody again for coming out, taking the time. We truly appreciate it. Hope this helped. Okay, and we will see you guys tomorrow.